I platinumed 5 horror themed games for Halloween. The reason I said horror themed rather than just horror games is because most people associate horror with being scared shitless. And some of the following games were not scary at all, but they are all in one way or another horror themed. So let's jump straight into them, and if you like this type of content or full-time platinum trophy earning, then leave a like and subscribe, and perhaps check out my other videos. Forgive Me Father is a retro horror-styled first-person shooter with a H.P. Lovecraft kind of feel. If you enjoyed the original Doom and Wolfenstein, then you will love this game, like I did. Now, Forgive Me Father was first released on Steam in October 2021, and I'd never seen anything or even heard of it until I saw a video by one of my favourite content creators, Gaspard. And if you get chance, I'd highly recommend checking his channel out. His platinum earning video on Forgive Me Father had me sold almost instantly, so I'll provide a link to his channel down below. So the story wasn't massively gripping in all honesty, but the gameplay more than compensated for it, with fast paced gameplay and amazing looking twisted settings filled with enemies that can constantly catch you off guard. I felt like this game was amazing. And of course, while it's playing in the background currently, the music was fantastic. Like, think of Doom, think of Wolfenstein. Some of the tunes, like, you just want to listen to them after the game is over. The Platinum Trophy actually wasn't too difficult and took me roughly about 12 hours over the space of a couple of days, but how I wished the game was longer and required me to do so much more because I genuinely enjoyed running through each of the levels. I say it wasn't too difficult, but I did have to lower the difficulty at one point, and to be honest, because there is no difficulty related trophy, I could have made it even easier on myself. The enemy types aren't anything significant, however there is still a nice variety that can alter your movements and how you approach a new area within the game. But the bosses, oh my god, the bosses are phenomenal. The only downside I would say about Forgive Me Father, other than that I wish there was so much more of the game to play, has got to be the water level. Like seriously, why is it always the water levels that suck? Sonic, Mario, Zelda, all of them. It just felt like it slowed the game down massively, considering the best part of the game is the fast pacedness of it all. It just felt very much out of place. Thankfully though, that one negative got massively overshadowed by all the positives, and I will 100% be playing the sequel that is currently in early access on Steam as of this moment, when it fully launches in the future. So I was happy that I added this game to my Platinum collection, and I would highly recommend that you do too. Corpse Party is a survival horror adventure where you take control of different school students that find themselves in an old abandoned school where ghosts are rampant and death is inevitable. Originally released in 1996, holy shit, I didn't realise I was that old, through the use of RPG Maker software, the game looks as you would expect. Even with a re-release much later in 2021, updated graphics, music and even adding some voices for each of the characters, it still looks like an old school game. But that doesn't matter, because Corpse Party grabs you by the balls and doesn't let go. With multiple different endings across the 5 chapters of the main story, and then multiple extra chapters which fill in the gaps or add additional context to parts of the story, you'll find yourself immersed in this absolute banger of a game. That being said, with me mentioning the extra chapters, the Platinum Trophy is not difficult at all. You don't have to play every single extra chapter. You don't have to collect every single name tag of the departed, and the majority of the trophies are linked to the true ending story. Now I will say, if you are affected with themes of suicide, then I would give this game a miss. Although the game is in an 8-bit like style, when you get to specific endings, an anime style image will show up, and a couple of them can be rather graphic. For myself, it didn't affect me in the slightest, but for some people I'd imagine it probably will affect. So again, I reiterate, if you are affected with themes of suicide, then do not play this game. On a much lighter note, the ambience and audio in this game are fantastic and certainly adds to the feel of the game. And on occasion, we'll start playing some music that absolutely slaps. Overall, I really enjoyed Corpse Party, and I would recommend it to anybody who likes older style games like this, and with rumours of a direct sequel coming in the near future, I'm very happy that I managed to get the platinum, which is something that I cannot say about the next game. Goosebumps, the game. As somebody that grew up reading and genuinely enjoying the Goosebumps books back when I was in primary school, yes, I am that old, I got rather excited when I saw that there was a Goosebumps game on PlayStation. I immediately downloaded it and couldn't wait to get started. How that excitement quickly disappeared. I don't know what I was thinking this game was going to be like, but this wasn't it. This is trash. Now I will say, if you earn the platinum trophy to this garbage without using a guide, then I salute you, because I pulled up the guide instantly and followed an extensive walkthrough. It's the first time I've ever done it, and I do not even care. 3 hours and 16 minutes of pure torture for me to always be reminded that I played this game and earned the platinum trophy. Can you even call it earned? Honestly, like if I hadn't have given myself a bit of a deadline to get multiple games done in time for Halloween and allowing myself enough time to try and edit, I'd have deleted this and found something else immediately. I mean, have you seen the completion percentage? It's a borderline grubby platinum. I swear down, if you did this game without the use of a guide, bearing in mind you have to pick up every single item in the entire game, and then that stupid laundry chute and check the basket bullshit, then you must love pain, or you got dared to do this. If anybody asks me for a recommendation for a 4-hour or less platinum, I will never tell them to do Goosebumps. Unless I really didn't like them, you know how it is, like an X or something. So yeah, this game is like incredibly dull, and I actually don't have anything else to say. Like, I've got nothing to say, literally nothing. I'm not even happy that I've got the platinum, but I got it. That was number 3. Let's go to the next one. After playing through that last trash, Resident Evil 7 was next, which is an amazing game, and if you don't know about it, then you've been living under a rock in recent years. I love Resident Evil as a whole, and I felt like now was as good a time as ever to get my first platinum on one of the series. With Resi 7 being the first mainline Resi game that adopted the first person point of view, I knew I had to buy and play the game, so I did just that back in 2017 on Xbox. And I completed the game numerous times but never got the 100%. When I made the switch over to PlayStation, I knew I'd have to play this Resident Evil again. So in February 2018 I started. I earned about 4 trophies, and then for some god-known reason I never played it again until this month. As I said earlier, I'd never earned a platinum on any of the Resident Evil games, even though it is regarded as one of my favourite series. So I chose carefully and began working my way through this game, grabbing all the collectibles, which was a ball ache, and completing the game for the first time on PlayStation. I had no issues with the usual Resident Evil style trophies either. Complete the game in a set amount of time, don't use the item box more than 3 times, and don't use X amount of heals. I actually didn't heal once. The only part of the game or trophy that I found a bit tough was when I was completing the game on Madhouse mode, but it was only during the start before I got to the item box and pulled out the circular saw, which just made everything pretty easy. Now I'm going to keep this one kind of short because I'm still contemplating whether I want to make this into a full platinum video. If you think I should, leave a comment down below, but I would highly recommend Resi 7 for any platinum hunter. I mean, to be honest, any game that I earn the platinum on, almost anybody else can, because I'm getting old and I suck. Little Nightmares 2 is absolutely beautiful. Not the opening line you would expect when talking about a horror themed game, but it really is. Yes, it's dark and dreary, but it seriously just looks amazing. Little Nightmares 2 is a puzzle platform horror adventure game, and as somebody that hates using their brain, it's fantastic and actually not too difficult. As the prequel to the incredible Little Nightmares, which I played many moons ago, earned 1 trophy and never touched again. I'm sorry, my PSN list is incredibly messy and I have no excuses, but this game does everything that its predecessor did, but better. As a point-sized barefooted boy called Mono, I had to tackle puzzles while traversing from area to area, while in some areas also having to stay hidden from enemies when able to do so. There is a few moments with combat, and this is the only part where I feel like the game falls flat slightly. Enemies have the exact same attack pattern, and there is only one attack that can be dished out. But I guess the combat moments are so far and few between that it doesn't really change the fact that this game is amazing. At the end of each area there is a boss, which usually results in being chased, where you have to run away while also using the obstacles along the way to stay out of sight, or aid in getting further afar. Now, is the game scary? Not really, but freaky most definitely, and running away from this one specific boss certainly got my heart beating faster and wincing slightly. If using a guide, the platinum can be earned within 5 to 6 hours, but I'd recommend doing what I did and playing through the first time completely blind. Difficulty isn't too bad at all, but the trophies aren't exactly straightforward with what you have to do in order to obtain them. So with Little Nightmares 2, I would massively recommend regardless of if you're a trophy hunter or not. And the ending, which I will not show due to spoilers, really ties up the game perfectly for the original Little Nightmares. So, have you played any of these 5 games or earned the platinum trophy in any of them? Which one was your favourite? What is your all-time favourite horror themed game? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and again, please like and subscribe, as it will massively help the channel as I try to hit my first milestone of 100 subscribers.